right, good morning. Welcome to Mana. Today is Sunday. It is Sunday morning. I'm pretty tired today, but it's going to be good. We're going to have a good time. We're going to get into Elden Ring. We're actually getting very close to the final portions of the main game, at least. So that'll be good. I cannot get this thing to work with me. Hold on. There we go. Erich von Erich, welcome. Good morning. Happy to have you here. Welcome in. Sunday. We're here. We made it. We're going through Job chapters 8 and 9 today, I believe, is what we're going to try to do. Laz, Elden Ring is such a good game, I agree. I do enjoy it. I think we're going to go through both because 8 is fairly short. We do get Bildad's kind of chastising to Job, and then we're going to have Job's response to Bildad, so it'll be good. It's going to be fun. But before we do that, we're going to go in and we're going to walk through a couple of our introductory pieces, and one of which is our daily proverb. The other is the our moment of gratitude today. We usually go through and we talk about what we're thankful for. We're going through the subterranean shunning grounds as well, because we never did that before we actually burned the Erd tree and everything. So we're going to have some fun. But proverb of the day comes to us from Proverbs 10, starting in verse 9. And it says this: whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. So no one gets away with anything. Oh my goodness, I'm not even seeing this guy in the dark. He just fell off. We're good. I like the concept of this because I like the idea that, hey, man, if we walk with truth and integrity, we can walk with security because we know there's nothing that's going to be found out about us, right? It's like the concept of walking without any guilt or shame, right? You get to walk securely because if someone does come against you, at least you know it's not because there's anything that you need to hide. Whereas those who make their ways crooked will be found out, right? They're not going to get away with that. Except for billionaire class, they get away with anything and everything. Laz, that it can feel that way. That can feel true. What I will say is a lot of this is talking more about what will happen when we answer to God, right? So it's not always seen at this very moment in life, but at some point, everyone will make an answer for everything they've done. And for those of us who accepted Christ, we get to point to Him. For those of us who don't, we get to point to our own actions, what we've done, what we haven't done. So that's what we have coming. That's what we have to look forward to. How do I hit this guy? All right, gratitude for the day. I go through 3 things I'm thankful for every single day. It helps me center up. I'm supposed to enter His courts with thanksgiving and praise. Oh, okay. Well, that worked. He got me. Stank, thank you for following. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. I love that. Thanks, man. Yesterday, so we're going through gratitude real quick. Yesterday we got to, Laz, thank you for following as well. We got to go down to the creek. It was like 85 degrees here, and it was awesome. It was super cool. We got to go down and we got to play with the kids in the creek, have a good time. That was fun. We also got to go, my parents watched my kids as well as 2 of my sister's kids. We got to go with them, and we went to this place where one of our friends was playing in his band, and that was fun. Watch for ticks, man. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's funny because one of the stories last night was how my sister's, all her kids, ended up with ticks when they got back from. They went down to Colorado and they all got ticks. So far we haven't had ticks, but you're absolutely right. It could happen. We had fun though. It was good. Then we got to have a night out, which was cool. And yeah, what else? I got one more thing. I'm going to go for a third. Jesus Saves. Thank you for following the live. I think your name is true. I like it. I don't know that I actually want to spend time going through the subterranean shunning grounds. I found 2 on my kids last night. Luckily, they didn't attach. Oof. What area of the country are you in? Tester account loves America, by the way. We're in the Midwest, so we're over like, oh, he's going to do the same thing he did before where I didn't even, hold on. All right. Oh, no, it didn't work. Southeast, yeah. Oh, so you got ones that could have Lyme disease too, probably, huh? That's no fun. Yeah. Oof. So far, they haven't found any Lyme disease where we live, so that's the one benefit to where we're at. I'm going back up top. I'm not a huge fan of the underground area, and we're trying to go through the main thing, and then we're going to go into the DLC, so it'll be fun. Oh yeah, I got to come up with one more thing I'm grateful for. There's so much. I'm trying not to repeat anything though, and at this point, we're like, I don't know how far we're into this. 3 or 4 months doing this every day, so I'm trying to think of new things each day. I am grateful for so much. Tennessee. Cool. I've never actually been to Tennessee. That's one of the places I'd love to go. We've lived in Oregon, in Texas, and now in South Dakota is where we live currently. Hey, Coach, thanks for liking the live and following. Welcome. All right. Let's see here. I'm getting Job chapter 8 ready. I've been super grateful for one of the things I thought about. Hey, and thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. How's South Dakota? South Dakota is confusingly beautiful where we live. So we live in the one area that's like really pretty, which is the Black Hills. It's like the small stretch. That's where like Mount Rushmore is. So it's beautiful. It's cool, man. Enjoy living here. Yeah, you know what I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for the concept that I know that God is going to continue to grow me as I move through my life, through suffering and anything else. Welcome, my dad. It's good to see you. Glad to have you here. Do I believe in flat earth theory? I don't think I'm smart enough to know. I think that's where I sit. God sits in the heavens and he laughs, and I don't question it. I just live on his earth. So that's been my experience up to this point. I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to mess around with stuff like that. But I don't think it benefits. I'm going to go stand in this corner that's not going to lead anywhere. Hold on one second. I don't think it benefits me personally to like ponder on those things because I'm not going to do anything with it. So I don't mess around too much with it. I low-key used to believe it until satellites and just range drops due to distance. Yeah, it could be. Could be, I don't know. What's the verse of the day? Verse of the day, we're reading through Job 8 and 9. We did the proverb of the day was Proverbs 10, verse 9, which was, whoever walks with integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. All right, I'm going into Job chapter 8 now. So we're doing a quick recap, and then we'll hop into it. Recap for the day. For those of you who have never read through Job, this is my incredibly weak version of it. We just worship with a family at night, so I pull that down and we play some songs with the kids. I've got 5, so we play them together. It's a good time. What does this say? Attacking ahead. No, it's lies. They always lie to me. They always lie to me. Okay, so recap real quick. I'm just like Brian's brother, apparently. Thanks, Brian. Hopefully that's a compliment, not a... Hopefully you like your brother. Appreciate it. So, recap for this. So Job, the book of Job opens up. We've got 2 kind of separate things happening at once. You've got Job, who is characterized by God as a man who is righteous and he's upright, right? This is a good man. He lives in honor of God. Job is living a good life. He is blessed. He's got tons of cattle, sheep, servants. He's got a bunch of great kids. He kind of plays as his kids' priest, right? He's interceding for them. He's going before God and sacrificing for them just in case they may have sinned, right, to cover their sin and in front of God. So he's taking care of his family. He is righteous and upright. Even God characterizes him that way. And then we see something happen separately. So we got Job here on earth, and then we've got this concept of like, hey, here is the divine council, the holy ones coming together, the sons of God come together. usually do. Do not trust the ones that say jump. Thanks, coach. Yeah, the messages on the ground. That's part of the joy, though, man. Okay, so up in heaven, we've got the sons of God that come together. This is the concept of the divine council. They come together and they give reports of where they've been to God, right? So this shows the authority that God carries. I'm about to go fight Gideon Ofnir, so I need to finish this before I do. So it showcases, hey, God carries all authority. Even Satan, which we talked about as well, is more of a title rather than just like a given name, right? It's the enemy, the adversary, the accuser. Satan comes before to give an account of where he's been. So even he is coming before God saying, hey, here's where I've been, here's what I've been doing, here's what's been going on, right? And he comes before him and he says, hey, I've been going all over the earth. And then God offers up Job. This is a key thing. It's something that we need to like wrestle with and deal with, is that God's like, hey, have you considered Job, my servant? He's blameless and upright. This guy's awesome. You should go check him out. And Satan's like, well, he's not going to turn against you, God, right? Like you've taken care of everything for him. Why would he turn against you? And so God gives him the right and the authority to say, hey, do what you want with him. Just don't touch him, right? And so the enemy, the adversary, goes out and he attacks him in one day, wipes out all of his sheep, cattle, donkeys, whatever else he's got, camels, wipes out his servants, wipes out even his children in one day. Devastating story. But Job responds in worship. He does not respond in anger toward God, right? Showcasing that it's true. I'm not even reading what he's saying here, but we've played this before. So if you guys are wanting a story of Elden Ring, there's plenty of places to go for it. Hold on. We laid him out. And then after that, we see the divine council come together again. So Job worships God in that moment, and then Satan comes before God and he's like, "Hey, listen, skin for skin. This guy's not going to give you up unless I can actually harm his body." And he's like, "Noah, WWW. I've been waiting for a fellow brother in Christ. The game's about to follow." Hey, thanks, Noah. I appreciate you following, man. We're here every morning. We're close. This is actually super easy this time. Okay, I'm going to roll out of this. We got it. We did it. Great way to go. So then he says, hey, let me harm his body. And the Lord says, yeah, you can do that. So he goes and he lays out and he gives him like these sores and boils. He essentially his body is tormented. And his wife now comes before him and is like, hey, give up God. Like, why do you still hold to your integrity? Curse God and die, right? Just give up. This is ridiculous. And a lot of people are like, man, she's the worst. I personally am like, I kind of understand it. I mean, she lost everything as well. And we're wrestling with the fact that we know that, I thank you for following, Leon. We know that Job is righteous and upright. We know that he's a good man. And so he's sitting here and his family is paying the price for his righteousness in essence. And he's being tested by the enemy, and God has allowed this test, right? And so then his friends come over, they sit with him in silence for 7 days. What we see from there is that, hey, after 7 days, Job speaks. He does not curse God still. He still holds authority and honor for God, but he does curse the day that he was born, right? He's like, man, I wish that I weren't born. I wish that I weren't conceived. I wish that I could have died right as I was born. Excuse me. And I wish that I could have died now. Like, why does my life carry on when this is terrible? Eliphaz comes forth, one of his friends, likely the oldest and the most revered, and he gives him the whole conversation of it's light, it's not filled with judgment at the beginning, but he's like, hey, listen, we all know from experience that you must have done something wrong, right? And we as the audience, we as the reader, know this not to be true. But he's taking these truths, these self-evident truths of God, which is true, like, hey, the righteous will find calamity, the righteous will be covered and taken care of, the wicked will find calamity. That is generally true, right? But we see that this story is specifically here to showcase this is not always the case. This is not always true. And Eliphaz comes with generally good tact, right? He's being kind and he's being tactful about how he speaks. But he's applying it wrong. And Job responds to him, and he says, hey, Do you not think that I know whether or not I've done something wrong? Like I'm innocent here. This is horrible. And then he attempts to turn back to God. And now we see he calls out to God once again, right? He turns his focus to God. And then we see we're going to open up with Bildad, the next friend, the second out of third, who is going to respond to what he's saying. Because Job is still crying out in agony, saying, why am I still here? So I just realized I'm not wearing a headset. If we're going to go fight whatever the initial Elden Lord guy's name is, we're going to have that on. So, Job chapter 8. Hold on here. Let's see. I think that worked. This game is so good, and I'm trying to find myself moving back toward the Lord. It's perfect. Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Welcome here. I think a lot of us are trying to find our way back to the Lord. That's good. So Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, how long will you say these things? He's like, hey, you're going too far, Job. You're going too far. This is too much. Bildad doesn't have quite the tact that Eliphaz did, right? Eliphaz was very kind of kind, patient, and he slowly moved into it. He still essentially moved to an assertion that Job was probably doing something evil, and not probably. He's like, we know that you were, because we know that God doesn't despise the good. He upholds the righteous. So we know you did something wrong. What is that? I don't know how to say her name, Yagmoth. I'm assuming that's how I say it. What is my opinion on tattoos? So the concept, people's reason for saying that tattoos are wrong is based on an Old Testament passage, and my understanding of that passage is it was built around the abomination of idol worship. So they would mark their bodies in that day with like key things around the idol or the enemy god they were worshiping, right? And so he's like, don't mark your body with these things. So they would either honor the dead with them, always do a faith, strength build, blasphemous blade, in Elder and Lothric great. Isn't Lothric DS3? Oh, yeah, that's what you're saying. In Elder. Okay. So my perspective on that is that, and JP, thank you for following. Good morning, Train. Welcome. Is that tattoos are not, like, in my opinion, a sin. I don't view them as sinful. I think they can be, depending on what you're getting your body tattooed with. Like, if we take the perspective that our body is a temple, I think that should have a drastic impact on what we choose to do with our body. But I do not think that tattoos are a sin. And in fact, like, I've got quite a few really close people to me. I work in the trades industry, and one of the big things we've got is like we've got one guy with us that, man, he's got like all sorts of gang related stuff. He's got teardrops and stuff from stuff that he's done in his past, and yeah, it's all about. Train said it's all about context. I think it's true. But what's beautiful about him, man, is his life has been totally redeemed by Jesus, and he's still got all these face tattoos and stuff. And it is like one of the most incredible things to see him exist now, because, man, he is like this beam of light for God, like this absolute beam of light for God. And like he's got horrible tattoos, and some good ones, right? Like he's continued to do that as he's grown. But I would not say that tattoos are necessarily a sin. I would just say, like, it's something we should be incredibly thoughtful about. We're marking our bodies, and what are we marking our bodies to do? Jimmy Frank, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Yeah, and Coach, I do enjoy faith strength. I usually do a strength build. This time I'm doing more dex. But that's what I'm doing this. A lot of Christians with tattoos. They're all humble. Oh yeah, there's tons of them. I mean, I've got like quite a few tattoos I'd like to get. I haven't done it yet, but I have some ideas. All right, we're gonna keep going. So Bildad's like, hey, what's going on? Titan and Charles, thank you for following. Thank you for sharing as well. Wow. How long will you say these things, right? How long will you, and the words of your mouth be a great wind? You're saying too much, dude. Quiet down. Does God pervert justice? I don't think I can do this with him talking. Sorry, you guys can go watch the thing somewhere else. Ouch. Okay, hold on. Hold on. He's being very kind to me. Oh, what a reach. I'm distracted. Just give me a second. We got it off. Oof, okay. Oh, I missed. Okay, we got to jump on that attack. Oh, what was that? Was there a wind-up to that at all? All right, hold on. Got my coffee, my book, and my will. Let's get cracking. How's everyone's morning today? Thanks, Zipsy. Welcome. Octane. I want Samson tattoo with a lion, and I want to be a mechanic in my own garage. Oh, sorry. When I turn 19, I want to get a tattoo that says C8H18, because that's the chemical formula for octane. Oh, that's what you're saying. You guys see how I'm reading chat and not dying to Godfrey? We're making progress. I don't know what this does. My jump worked, though. Did you see that? Thanks for liking the live. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, can't do that. Can't do that. Jumping that slam works a lot. It seemed to, yeah. All right. So, the words of your mouth are a great win. Does God pervert justice? So this, like, Bildad is much less, like, back and forth. He's not being a sweet about this. He's just like, literally, he's like, hey, God does not pervert justice, right? You're wrong. You are wrong in this situation. We have fought Melania, yes. We did kill Melania. I'm not doing it the right way. Train, thank you so much for the heart, man. I didn't see that. I appreciate it. I'm not doing anything the right way because trying to multitask here is not the easiest thing to do. So we're like summoning and doing all the cool stuff. But for me, I'm okay with that. So Bildad's like, does God pervert justice? Right? Like, you are out of line, dude. Your mouth is a wind. You're saying all these things. This is not okay. We both know God doesn't pervert justice. And here's the thing about what's being said that I find so interesting is if we look at the surface level, these... I looked up a way to cheese him. There was a couple bosses that did this too. My first playthrough, I absolutely did that as well. This is like my third or fourth. And I'm starting to figure out some of the pathways to get through some of it. So I don't have to cheese nearly as much, but I did do that as well. Whatever you can find fun with is good. Frozer says, nothing worse than a Christian who has quote unquote all the answers. So convenient. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what you're saying there, but welcome. You're welcome to stay if you'd like to. Okay. Well, thanks for the GG, man. I appreciate it. So, if your children, does God pervert justice, or does the Almighty pervert the right? Maybe that's what Frozart is saying. Blasphemous Blade. I haven't found it to be as powerful as I think it should be. I was using it here on this playthrough a little bit ago. I roll with it. I might pull it out for this round and see how it goes. But he kind of uses Blasphemous Blade against you as well. Okay, does God pervert justice, or does the Almighty pervert the right? If your children have sinned against him, he has delivered them into the hand of their transgression. So Bildad just goes in for the kill. He's like, listen, dude, your kids are dead because they sinned. You and I both know it. And you need to stop talking like you're talking. So he's like holding nothing back. And he's wrong. We both know that he's wrong. But one of the things that stands out is these guys are like, as far as honor of God, are like A-tier friends in that realm. Like, this is like going to church with people who truly love God, because they clearly do, right? Like, they're like, they hold God in high esteem and honor. And that's something that's really important to point out, is like, their view of God is very high. Now, they're wrong about this situation. Like, they've got this perception that they know what God is and what his thoughts are. And usually what they're saying is generally true. He upholds the righteous, and he defends the people from the injustice of the wicked. The problem with it is it's misapplied. And we know this. Like, this is what's unique, is we get to see the fact that Job is not... We get to see, like, the divine council come together. We know that he's not wicked. See, that weird thing, that feels like there's no warning that's going to happen. Hold on. I jumped way too early. It was terrible. Terrible. Okay. It's hard to tell when it's going to go in front of him and when it's not. Don't worry, I'm just swinging at the wind now. We got halfway. Victor J, thank you for following. How many hours do I have in Elden Ring? I could check. I don't know. I roll with it. What's more important, justice or loyalty? If my best friend commits a crime, should I uphold justice or stay loyal to them by not telling anyone? He's going to kill his dog and then take his shirt off, so we'll skip this. Nice try. Okay. I rolled. That was ridiculous. Okay, you can't jump through that one. It's good to learn. I don't know what the... Hey, Coach, have a good run, man. I don't know what you're talking about, so it's hard to tell me. It's hard to tell what you're referring to. I know I'm talking to not an alcoholic. I don't know what the person did. Bloodhounds in 2026. Yeah, I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it. If you have a sweet dex weapon other than Rivers of Blood you want me to use, you can let me know and I'll try it. But it's just... It feels satisfying to play with, so I like it. Well, yeah, but without knowing what you're talking about, like when you talk about justice or loyalty, I have no concept as to like the crime that was committed, right? I don't have any idea. I can't speak to it. All right, let's be friendly. Wow, we're that just looks like a typo. I mean, F and G are right next to each other on the keyboard. All right, let's keep reading. So he goes and blames his kids right away. Bildad's like, hey, your kids must have sinned. There's no doubt in my mind your children have sinned against him, and he's delivered them into the hand. They did something all worthy of death. All of them did. We know it to not be true, but Bildad is like, hey, listen, we know God. He's just. He didn't do any of this. If you'll seek God and plead with the Almighty for mercy, if you are pure and upright, surely he will rouse himself for you and restore your rightful habitation. Again, right thought process, right? Like they've got generally good theology. They do trust God. They see God as Almighty. They see him in total control, which is true. Totally misapplied. Totally misapplied to the situation, because the reality is Job is experiencing this because he is pure and upright, right? His pure and uprightness is what's leading to this level of like despair, right, that he's experiencing from the adversary and through the acceptance of God to do this. And it is something so unique. It's something that we have to wrestle through, right? Hey, thank you for following. What does it say? Ray? Oh, my goodness. Ray Cash That Dude and Don Z Tradesy. Welcome. Thank you for following. Okay, so we know he's wrong. He doesn't know he's wrong. Surely then he will rouse himself for you and restore your rightful habitation. And though your beginning was small, right? You came from a low place. You lifted yourself up. These are deep questions, not an alcoholic. I will answer that. Let me keep reading a little bit because we do have to move through some of this. Surely he will rouse himself for you and restore your rightful habitation. And though your beginning was small, your latter days will be very great. He still has time to restore you, man. If you just repent, if you just turn yourself back to God. We both know God is just. He's righteous. He's good. He wouldn't do this to someone that's righteous. And the reality is he would allow the devil to do this to someone that's righteous. And we know this, right? Let's see. For inquire, please, of bygone ages, and consider what the fathers have searched out. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing. For our days on earth are a shadow, right? Good morning. Does that say Swole? It's a cool name, Swole 60. Good morning. Not an alcoholic. If someone told me they committed murder, I would... Here's the problem with asking me this question, right? I view everyone in submission to the authority of God. And so regardless of whether you quote unquote believe in who God is, my view is that, hey, there are just consequences of taking action, and anything that's going to lead a person closer to repenting and turning to Christ is going to be important to me. And so my perspective is no one, like, I don't choose human flesh loyalty over somebody literally committing like a pretty grave sin. Right? It's like, no, we need to deal with the consequence. We need to turn back to Christ. We need to be restored. And a part of that is probably the human consequence of being going through the retribution of what happens when you murder somebody. I don't know the context of the killing, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like this. It's tough because I'm like, I don't know what's going on in that situation. And I'm also not a genius. And so it's very, very dangerous. It's just some random guy on the internet playing Elden Ring poorly while he reads the Bible. So just take that with a grain of salt as you listen to what I'm saying. But if it was me, I'd probably be like, no, we need to make this thing right. And so that's where I stand. Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy you're here. Oh man, you didn't change focus. That felt like a ripoff. I jumped. I like blaming the game for my weakness in the game. All right. That killed me? I feel like that one needs a bit more of a tell of what's going to happen there. All right. Consider what the fathers have searched out. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing. We're tiny. Our life is tiny. It's small. It's finite. It's going to end here soon, right? We are tiny. We're of bygone ages. And consider what the fathers, know nothing. Our days on the earth are a shadow. They come and are gone. Super. Yeah, he's probably pretty weak. I got to go and, if I'm going to make him stronger, we can go over there and check. I don't know. Loyalty God. Hey, I love that. I love what Victor said. Loyalty to God and forgiveness for humans. Totally agree. I agree with that. We keep loyalty to God. I mean, at the end of the day, new items can be purchased from the Twin Maiden asks. Okay, cool. At the end of the day, people sin against God, right? That is who we're sinning against. That is where justice actually lies. She's not over there. Where is she? I don't think I have. I need to figure out how to get more. I need Ghost Glovewort 8. I haven't been focusing on this a lot, though. I've just been kind of like, I think I've been here like twice this entire playthrough. Maybe 3 or 4 times because I've leveled up this weapon. But again, I haven't looked into other weapons either. All right, so our days on Earth are but a shadow. It's super short. Let's give her these real quick. Does she have Ghost Glovewort 8? No. Only up to 3. We have Grave Glovewort, though. I can't buy it. Cannot buy it. Okay. Will they not teach you and tell you and utter words out of their understanding? Can papyrus grow where there is no marsh? Okay, so we're back to the concept of pretty sure grave is for the puppet spirits. Oh, gotcha. Is it kind of like the somber smithing versus regular smithing stones, I'm assuming? So can papyrus grow where there is no marsh? So now he's making the assertion that you must have done something wrong and you are separated from God, right? Papyrus can't grow without a marsh. Can reeds flourish where there is no water, right? You're but a plant, and like without the nutrition of the thing that you're attached to, there's nothing that you can do. While yet in flower and not cut down, they wither before any other plant. Such are the paths of all who forget God. So Bildad's like, listen, your kids died. That's why your kids rejected or did something against God. That's why they're dead. You have clearly forgotten God, and that's why you're dealing with this thing here. Should we get somebody to help us? Let's do it. He's going to come and help us out. All right. Such are the paths of those who forget God. The hope of the godless shall perish. right? Hey, listen, if you're without God, you are going to perish. The hope without him, it's going to happen, right? You're going to perish. You've forgotten God. Your kids did something against God. They died. All of this is coming to you because you deserve it, right? It says, the hope of the godless shall perish. His confidence is severed, and his trust is a spider's web. You are so fragile, right? Like your trust is that of a spider's web. It is barely anything. What's going here with this guy? I should. Here we go. Oh, I was stuck in a. You know what I should do? Hold on. Nope, that was not what I wanted. Here we go. What is he using? Oh, see that? That's what I'm talking about. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't seem like it shows at all what's about to happen. Take a drink and get back in there, huh? Okay, I've got to jump over that. Still not jumping over it. Still not jumping over it. Oh, we're good. We're good. I don't know. The timing on that is so weird. Oh, I gotta jump. I gotta jump. We did it. See that? That was a jump. Oh, okay. See, this is what I'm talking about, where I cannot tell the timing on what he's doing with that one. The delay is so long. It is so long. I didn't really need to heal right there. It was a waste. Oh. Okay, well. When he's not attacking you, it's actually hard to focus him. We got that one. Is this the... Oh, that... Okay, I thought that might... Oh, that's the attack. See that? How do you see what he's doing there? That one I can't tell when he's about to do it. You've played DLC, right? Yeah, I have played the DLC. I'm actually excited to play through it again. But I played it when it first came out. Oh, I rolled a second too early. I'm dead for sure. Yeah, that was a waste. That was a waste. Okay. He leans against his house, but it does not stand. He lays hold of it, but it does not endure. He is a lush plant before the sun, and his shoots spread over his garden. His roots entwine the stone heap, and he looks upon a house of stones. If he is destroyed from his place, then it will deny him, saying, I have never seen you. Behold, this is the joy of his way. This is the joy of a man who has forgotten God. Send us a link. Not an alcoholic. Hey, Shusty, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Okay. Behold, this is the joy of his way, and out of the soil others will spring. Someone who forgets God, someone who forgets God, doesn't follow him, doesn't enjoy. This is what's going to happen to them. They're going to disappear from the earth. Someone else is going to take their place, and they're not going to be remembered, right? That's the point that he's making here. Like they're here today, gone tomorrow. It doesn't matter. He leans against his house, but it does not stand. Let's see here. He leans against his house, but it does not stand. He lays hold of it, but it does not endure. So that is coming right after his trust is a spider's web. So I can't tell if that's the Sweet, H-U-C, that's awesome. I can't tell if that's what it's referring to, right? His trust is a spider's web. He leans against his house, but it does not stand. It, like the web, the trust does not stand. It seems he lays hold of it, but it does not endure his trust, right? And then it switches. He is a lush plant before the sun, and his shoots spread out over the garden, right? So there's like this, there's kind of three different allegories there. One is you are this like reed or this papyrus growing without water. You are this like that your hope is like a spider's web, right? It's severed off, it's frail, it's gonna die, and then you are like a lush plant before the sun, right? Growing over a garden. You're going to wither away. No one's going to remember you. So behold, this is the joy of his way, and out of the soil others will spring. Behold, God will not reject a blameless man. This would not happen to you, Job, if you were blameless. If you truly did nothing wrong, this would not be happening to you. But clearly you did. Nor take the hand of evildoers. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouting. He's going to bring you back to him. Just turn back to God. Don't forget who God is. He's going to draw you back into himself, but you have to not forget who he is, right? You've got to draw back to him. You've got to repent. And we, as the reader, right, we know that this isn't true. That's this like tension here as we read, is we can both sense, and I think a lot of the time we think that like we're to be like Job. I think a lot of the time what this is telling us is like, hey, be very, very careful how you console people going through suffering. The truth is you have no idea, and you can take all your thoughts and all your ideas about what's the reason for someone suffering, why someone died, why this bad thing happened. But the reality is we don't know. And it has nothing to do, like it may have nothing to do with retribution for sin, right? And that's what we're seeing here. And so it's like we're getting to see the display of how we generally respond when trying to make sense of someone else's suffering. Nice. That's a cool. Hey! All right, let's get in there. Those who hate you will be clothed with shame, and the tent of the wicked will be no more. Right? So he's like, hey, this is how it's going to go. So we're going to jump into Job 9, because I like to pair the response with the call out, and anyone who wants to hang around for that can. Let's do it. 1 second here, though. I'm going to attack this guy with... Yep. I like that. I like that he... All right, good. We're good to go. Oh, I'm running into it. Hey, thank you for liking the live and following. We poisoned him too. Look at that. Yeah, I got it. Your shekels. I don't know what that means. You see that jump? Oh, see? I'm gonna die. Nope, we're good. Oh, he died though. The runes. Oh, no. We let those things go. We don't ever hold on to our runes. That just makes you feel like shame because you lose them so often, even when you're trying to get them. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I forgot. I had like 50K. Oh. Yeah, I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to get out of that. All right. Then Job answered and said, "Truly, I know that it is so." So Job is taking what Bildad said and being like, "Listen, do you think I don't know what you're saying? Do you think I haven't lived by the thought of this truth my entire life, right? My entire life I've believed what you're saying to me. That if I am unrighteous, I'm going to get God's wrath, his correction, his discipline, because he disciplines those that he loves. But if I live a righteous life, I'm going to be blessed by him. And up until now, I've experienced it. Right? Up until now, he was very wealthy. He was very, very wealthy. It does feel horrible losing runes. Yeah. But I feel like the longer you play these games, the more that you realize it's like, man, easy come, easy go. They're going to disappear. They'll come back around. I'll get a couple hundred when I kill this guy, and we'll level up once and keep moving forward. So Job starts out with an agreement. Got to jump at that part. Yeah, I got to work on some of the timing here. Whoops, I don't know what I'm doing. Summoning cooperator. You know what I just realized? I haven't enabled any of these summoning things. Truly, I know that is so. And then he says something super good. This is why I wanted to read this in line with each other, because this is like an incredibly important chapter. This is essentially a preemptive gospel, right? Like this is a call for the gospel of Jesus Christ. Because he says this. He says, how... Oh, we're back. Okay, cool. How can a man be in the right before God? He's like, Bildad, I know that he only disciplines those who are righteous, or not unrighteous, right? I know that he takes care of those who are righteous. I've experienced this. I've enjoyed the blessing of God. But then he says something super interesting, which is, but how on earth can a man be right before God? Right? This is a truly right view of who God is. They take the view of, hey, if you're just righteous, if you just are more good than you are bad, you're going to be taken care of. That's all that you need to do. If you're more good than you are bad, everything's going to be fine. So turn back to God, do this thing. And Job's sitting here and he's like, hey, I've been doing all these things. And so now the only thing I can suffer to realize is the fact that who can be right in the eyes of God? In the eyes of a perfect God, who can be seen as righteous? No one can. It's not possible. Right? We are always going to fall short of his glory, of his perfect will. Hold on. Oh, don't die. Don't die. Ooh, he turned. Oh, no. PC specs. I don't know if my PC specs are anything to like write home about. I think I have a 3060, maybe. Does that sound right? I don't actually know for sure. I wish I did, Major. I'm not a super cool computer guy. I've got enough to where this seems to run somewhat okay. You know. Okay, then he says, if one wished to contend with him, this is with God, right? Who can stand right before God? There is no one who can. If one wished to contend with him, one could not answer him once in 1,000 times. There is no way for me to be perfect enough to stand before God and not deserve his wrath. So Job is saying, like, hey, Bildad, like you're right. You're kind of ticking me off, man, because like I am righteous before God, but who can be? No one can. No one can stand before him. No one can answer him once in 1,000 times. He is wise in heart and mighty in strength. He's still holding God in high honor, right? We're still seeing him refuse to do anything other than hold God up, to consider him holy, to lift him up, right? He's still holding to this truth that God is righteous. He is holy. He is good. He can give. He can take away. He can do all this stuff. And then the call out here is, there is no one who can be considered righteous. That's what I'm learning here, Bildad. You say, just be righteous. He's going to take care of me. What I'm realizing is no one can be righteous enough to stand before him. He's perfect and holy and flawless. And anything that I do, any mistake that I made, cannot be made right. Right? He is wise in heart and mighty in strength. He has hardened himself against me and succeeded. Who has hardened himself against me and succeeded? Is his question, right? He who removes mountains and they know it not, when he overturns them in his anger, and who shakes the earth out of its place and its pillars tremble. Listen, the person who is against me, the person I see against me right now, is the creator of the entire universe. What am I to do? There is nothing to do. There is no solution to be made. I've been as righteous as I'm possibly able to be, and I cannot be perfect enough for a holy God. Who commands the sun and it does not rise, who seals up the stars, who alone stretched out the heavens and trampled the waves of the sea, or made the Bear and Orion and Pleiades and the chambers of the south, talking about the constellations in the sky. Who does great things beyond searching out. Hey, thank you so much for following. Ryoman? Cool. Who does great things beyond searching out and marvelous things beyond number. Behold, he passes by me and I see him not. He moves on, but I do not perceive him. Behold, he snatches away. Who can turn him back? You're telling me to just repent and he's going to turn. Who can turn back the God of the universe? J-Man, thank you for liking. Hey, thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate it. Phone's at 13. Can't use it while charging. All right. Hey, I hope you have a good day, dude. I appreciate you being here. J-Man, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Boba! No worries, dude. I'm happy you're here, man. We're on Job 9 right now. But he's responding to Bill Dad. And Justin, thank you so much for following. I really enjoyed talking to you too, man. You're welcome to come back. We're here every single morning. It's great. Okay, so he's essentially uplifting God right now. He's saying there's no way I can live up to who God is. Behold, he snatches away. Who can turn him back? Who will say to him, what are you doing? Right? And he's essentially calling this out after he did this. He's like, hey, God, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Christ is King. J-Man, welcome. And he said, who will say to him that? Who will say God will not turn back his anger? Beneath him bowed the helpers of Rahab. How then can I answer him? Choosing my words with him. Though I am in the right, I cannot answer him. Just like Bildad, you're wrong. I am righteous. But even if I'm righteous, it's as filthy rags, right? That's what we read later on. It's filthy rags before God. It means nothing. No one can be righteous before him. I can't answer him. He's perfect. He's flawless. I can't live up to this. I must appeal for mercy to my accuser. Right? I have nothing here. I just need his mercy. I need blameless, sought out, like I just need blame, like without cause. I need grace and mercy, and I don't see it. If I summoned him and he answered me, I would not believe that he was listening to my voice, for he crushes me with a tempest and multiplies my wounds without cause. I can't catch a breath. He will not let me get my breath, but fills me with bitterness. If it is a contest of strength, behold, he is mighty. I believe, man, he is winning. If he's showing me his strength, it's working. He's strong, right? If it is a matter of justice, who can summon him? So if it's what you say, Bildad, and it's a matter of me being unjust, who can summon him so that we can get this thing cleared up? We can't. He's too great. He's too mighty. He's too holy. And then he says, though I am in the right, my own mouth would condemn me. So even though by nature of the law that he's given us, I'm going to be in the right, I'm going to be okay, my mouth would still condemn me because I'm not to his level of holiness, his level of purity. Though I am blameless by nature of man, right? By comparison to man, I'm blameless. He would prove me perverse because compared to him, I'm nothing, right? I'm nothing. I am blameless. I regard not myself. I loathe my life. Listen, I'm not holding anything for my own ability. There's no one else here, so we're going to head in. Let's do it. Oh, I guess I can't really... Hold on. That's probably a mistake doing that right there. Nope. All right. This next part is my favorite part. Our God is so good, J-Man. I need help with me too. Welcome, 43. Oh, almost got hit by it. Oh, come on. Oh, should have rolled. Hold on. They're so long. It's so long. Do people actually play this badly? I do. Yeah. I proudly play this badly. And you don't have to stay. We're really just here to we're reading the Bible together. So if you're looking for like top tier Elden Ring gameplay, it's probably somewhere else. All right. We made it to halfway through though. Thanks, Boba. That's so sweet of you. Hold on, I'm going to get tackled by this guy. Oh, he's dead. We're no good. All right. Okay, so do I gotta jump off that? Nope. You don't have to jump there. All right, let's keep going because this is where it gets really, really, really good. This is like my favorite part. So I am blameless. I regard myself not. I loathe my soul. It is all one. Therefore I say, Fast VZ, thank you for following. I appreciate it. So therefore I say, he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. Right? Hey, listen, the only thing I can call out here is, listen, no one is blameless. No one is good enough to be blameless before the Father. Right? So he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. That's the only thing I can see from this, is that what we consider to be blameless is not blameless. So he destroys them both. When disaster brings sudden death, he mocks at the calamity of the innocent. Once again, the quote unquote innocent. No one can stand before God. No one can do this. No one is good enough to hold to the level of God's righteousness and authority. So even the innocent, he can mock the calamity of. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of its judges. If it is not he, who then is it? If God is not the one doing it, who is doing this? Right? I am blameless and upright. Bildad, Eliphaz, like you guys are saying, if I just repent, I've forgotten God. I have not forgotten God. I still know him. I still honor him. I still hold him in authority over my life. And I cannot be good enough to stay in his good graces. And then he says, my days are swifter than a runner. They flee away. They see no good. They go by like skiffs of reed, like an eagle swooping on the prey. If I say, I will forget my complaint, I will put off my sad face, and I will be of good cheer, I become afraid of all my suffering, for I know that you will not hold me innocent. I shall be condemned. Why then do I labor in vain? If I wash myself with snow and cleanse my hands with lye, yet you will plunge me into a pit, and my own clothes will abhor me. Everything I've done up to this point proves to me that this is not to do with my righteousness. This is not to do with my good deeds. This is to do with something else completely. Because even when I do repent, when I do wash myself, when I do attempt to put on good cheer and to restore myself to God, I'm plunged back into a pit. Coda Flow, thank you so much. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. I really am. Our Father gave us free will so that our love would mean something, and temptation so that our will meant something. That's how good he is. That's interesting. Zombie Army, thank you for following. Coda Flow, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Okay. And then it says this, for he is not a man as I am, that I might answer him, that we should come to trial together. And then this is the point right here that is like so important. This is one of the deepest moments. This is one of the things that stands out to me every time I read this, and I want to read it slowly. There is no arbiter between us who may lay his hand on both of us. Let him take his rod away from me, and let not the dread of him terrify me. I am looking for someone to stand between me and God. I cannot be righteous enough to be considered righteous before him. Right? I can't be good enough. I cannot be good enough to stand before God. I need a mediator. I need an arbiter. This is one of the first moments in the Bible where this concept of a mediator between God and man is referenced, where there's a call out for this, right? There's a call out for, I need something greater than myself to stand between me and God and make me okay with him. It is a cry for Christ, right? That is what's happening here, is he is crying out for Jesus Christ, for salvation to come from outside of himself. Right? He's not enough. I can't do it. I cannot be enough for God. I cannot be righteous. I can't be considered it. And there is no arbiter between us. There's no one that can stand between me and God. What you and I have today, what we have today, we have an arbiter between us and God, right? We're not righteous. We're filthy rags, right? We're like useless garbage. But with Christ, we're a new creation. We have the arbiter. We have the mediator between us and God that makes us right, because he took the punishment that we should have had. And this is what Job is crying out for. And the crazy thing is that Job is actually probably far more righteous than you and I ever were. right? Like he stood out among them, and he still understands he cannot be good enough. He cannot be good enough for what God is. And he understands. This is where it's like you see that compared to Eliphaz and Bildad, they're just like, hey, just make it right. Everything's going to be fine if you just make it right. If you just turn yourself around and fix this problem, God's going to fix you. And Job showcases he knows God even more. He knows something far deeper, something far greater, which is the fact of like, hey, I cannot be right with God. It is not possible. I am not capable of it. I need someone else to do this for me. Someone has to come and take this for me. And then he says, and if there was that, right? If there was this reality, then I would speak without fear of him. Hold on. For I am not so in myself, right? If I had this arbiter, this mediator, this person stand between us, I could speak to God. I could talk to him. And I wouldn't have to fear his retribution. I wouldn't have to fear the fact that I cannot be considered righteous to him. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Nope. We got him. Oh. I missed that. That was terrible. I missed that every single time. Every time. Let me put my lantern on accident. There we go. Oh, so he keeps it in the ground. Okay, you can't jump through that. You can't jump through that. I died. That was terrible. One second, let me catch up on chat real quick. Scrolled past and heard you reading the book and had to follow. Thank you so much. Love you too, brother. I hath been summoned. You, sir, are one of God's greatest creations. Thank you for spreading love. I am actually pretty low on the list of God's creations, but I appreciate the encouragement. It's very, very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Thank you for this, brother in Christ. You're absolutely correct. I appreciate that. Tony to Taco, thanks for liking the live. Welcome in. Anyway, this stands out to me because this Job is likely during the time of the earlier patriarchs. So this is like Abraham time, right? So before the majority of the Bible is written, this is where he kind of sits. It's somewhere within the era of the Torah. And so he's calling out something that is extremely early in concept of God revealing himself. Justin, thank you for following. Of saying, hey, listen, we cannot be right with him, right? Eliphaz, Bildad, you're both wrong. I am righteous. I'm as righteous as the two of you, at least, right? Like that's kind of his standpoint there. Parker, I'm glad to hear it, man. Welcome. His standpoint is like, I'm at least as righteous as you guys. And what I'm learning is that like, hey, you guys are correct in theory, but in application totally wrong. And here's the reason. None of us are actually righteous. None of us are right before God. If I deserve this, so do you. Right? Who can stand between us and God and make us okay? We need something different here. It's a call for Christ. And that's the huge thing that we actually have today, is what we deserve. What you and I deserve is a life worse than what Job is experiencing in his torment right now. And yet we get to sit here and not only not have that. Hey, Norb, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Welcome. It was such a different world before Christ. Is it Jock? Yeah, Jock, you're right. It was such a different world. And that's what's so important to remember is like, man, you and I deserve far worse than what Job is experiencing here in this story. And what's crazy is we're getting something so counter opposite. We get not only do we get the redemption, the mediator between us and God so that we can live confidently before Christ, right? Even though we're not perfect, even though we're not flawless, we also get the indwelling of the Spirit of the living God inside of us. Right, we get to live here with someone who is flat out just regularly correcting our actions, regularly standing alongside of us and redirecting, reorienting our heart. The fruit of which inside of us, being love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness and faithfulness and self-control, this being outside of us but coming from within us through the Spirit of God. Right, where he's like, hey, who can be righteous before him? It's like you and I can because of the Spirit at work in us. That's who can. Because what he calls for at the end here, this mediator, has been given to us. We do not live in the same realm that Job did. We don't. And it is so different. It is so different. And you and I, even if we're struggling, right? Even if we're sitting here and we see the depth of our depravity, we see the struggle that we deal with every day. We see the fact that, man, I still have things in my life that I shouldn't be doing that I still am, right? You look at what Paul says, the things that I don't want to do, I keep on doing. Things I don't want to do, I do. I can't, whatever the inverse is, I'm not probably phrasing it exactly correctly, but we still keep doing these things that stand out, that we struggle with. But the reality is, the change of that is going to come from the Spirit being at work in us, which is something that Job didn't have the pleasure of having, right? We live in an existence that is so superior. And the other thing that stands out to me, man, is I don't think that we understand the gravity of the fact that I get to exist in a reality where millions of people walk around as temples of the living God. Right? That means something, and it's huge. And it's super important to remember this is not the same. And you and I have been given something of such massive value. Hold on. I gotta fight this guy real quick. Oh, we didn't get his attention. All right. Hold on. I almost died there. That was close. All right, we're good. Yeah, should have rolled. Come on, pastor. You could do that. I'm not a pastor. Please. I'm working on it. Parker. I haven't figured out how to channel the Spirit into Elden Ring yet. I'm not sure it's possible, but I'll let you know if I figure out how. Oh, no. Right. These guys have cool attacks. Every time. I cannot figure out the timing on that at all. There's no possible way for me to do this correctly. Oh, okay, is this where he jams it in the ground? It is, but I still couldn't dodge it. Oh, my goodness. All right, hold on. Oh, nope, I'm dead. I think my job is just to not die. Why do I have people helping me? Well, because I never signed up for this to showcase myself as an incredible streamer of video games. America legit gets crucified. Okay. All right, let's take a drink here real quick. Hold on. Did you guys see that jump? That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right. We got to move to live application now. We're not going to go through this. It's been a long one today. Sometimes I get in the mix though, talking about like gospel related stuff, and it's pretty good. Did you beat any of the bosses? I beat everything early on. I didn't beat Melania on my own. I have beaten all of them on my own before, but we're trying to do this as like a Bible study stream, so it's very hard to like multitask. And hold on. I'm trying not to die here real quick. Drink some of that. There we go. Oh, I thought he was going to hit the ground. I didn't even hit him. And he switched focus. Okay, well. All right, hold on. Bible study with extremely violent game. Yeah, yep. That's what we're doing. And I'm going to die. We're all distracted now. Hold on. Nope, I died. I died. I died. All right, let's move on to application. Let's see if this works. Cool, we're good. We might, man. You're welcome to stay here if you'd like to. James Biasoni, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Okay. I hope so, Jock. Well, yeah, we'll see. I think a couple life application pieces here is truth without compassion can wound pretty deeply. You look at like how Bildad talks. Brian, welcome. We are going through Job 8 and 9. So Bildad's been kind of rash, and now we're actually on like the tail end of it. Wow, I said your last name correct. Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, that was just luck. So don't give me too much credit. I don't know if I could do it again, but I'll bet I can get Brian's last name correct as well. Aldridge. See that? I can read at like a 5th grade level. All right. So truth without compassion, that can wound deeply, right? You look at how Bildad talks, and he essentially is like, man, your kids are dead because they sucked. It's essentially what he says to him. They did terrible. And that kind of stuff where it's like, hey, first off, Bildad has no idea why the kids died, right? And we as readers get to know that, and it's massive. But us being very, very careful about making assumptions about suffering is huge. We should not, by any stretch of the imagination, be making claims as to us understanding the nature of God or why something's happening. And that's really what Job is here to show us. Is like, hey, there are times where things are going on. We see this in Jesus' life, right? We've got this child that is blind, and like the people come before him and they're like, hey, who sinned? The child or his parents? Bella, welcome. Hey, it's good to see you. The child or his parents? Who sinned? Right? Who sinned before God? And Jesus is like, neither. This happened because of like the God's glory was going to be seen in this moment, right? It's not all about whether or not someone sinned. And it's funny because they had the book of Job, right? They had the book of Job in this story. And so you see this thing of like us presuming that we understand why God is doing something, or trying to console somebody by explaining what God is doing in their life is like such a dangerous game for us to play. Right? Like, we do not know what God is doing. We cannot see into the divine counsel, into what's going on, and it's important. It's very, very important to just remember that. Hey, Gary, welcome in, man. If this doesn't compute with you, dude, like, I flat out would say you should watch something that you can watch with confidence without your conscience being stricken, man. Spent a lot of time in prayer on this, and I feel very confident about doing this. And so if it's not for you, feel free to scroll on. Feel free to scroll on. I think... Oh, no, that didn't work. That didn't work. Hold on. All right. We made it halfway through. We did it. Oh, the other thing is, like, our tradition isn't always complete, right? Like, our understanding, like, God has been revealing stuff, and he is revealing. I believe that his word is sufficient and evident for us, but making sure that we're not making presumptions on who he is. Yeah, and if y'all are interested in me talking through this, like, this kind of a question comes up quite a bit, man. Like, and I never realized it would be such a thing, but it is very common for people to come in and ask that question. And I'd love to talk through it because I think there's a bunch. I think there's a bunch there, and I think sometimes it can be hard to defend stuff like this. But I've given a lot of thought to this just because enough people have brought it up. Don't waste your time. Eric's just like, don't even. I don't know what he's about to do. Don't even waste your time doing it. Yeah, I agree, Brian. Oh, man, I got to pay attention. We're just letting these guys fight him. All right, the other thing is, Job showcases, man, a true understanding of God is to understand our absolute and utter need for Christ. We have an absolute and utter need for Christ. We're going to get it. I'm standing back. This is it. If I just don't die... Oh, hold on. Yeah, my life is crisis. Well, we should see how many hours I have after this to see, because I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Oh. He killed him. Oh, he died in the middle of his grab. Okay, that's why. We did it. Great job, everybody. It's great to be here. It only took one stream. We took like 3 streams for Placidusac, so appreciate you guys. Sorry, I couldn't get a thing off, so I wanted to make sure they do. Agreed. You guys are awesome. Yeah. There's no end to qualifications for what is okay and what's not. I think it comes back to, like, we have people asking questions here all the time. But I feel very confident that God has called me to this, and I'm going to keep doing it. So, this is the other thing. Like, avoid super rigid thinking about God. And I probably need to go here pretty soon. My kids are going to wake up. But we can be problematically rigid in our assumptions and understanding. Is that a green screen behind you? No. Just a guitar. So it's real. Thanks. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. This is actually, so those wood things are just old, unused floorboards that I cut into squares and screwed to a wall. That whole wall could probably cost $25. So I just painted it black and then screwed those things on there. And then those, like, little sound things, they don't do anything, by the way. They're terrible soundproofing boards. They're pretty much useless, but they're there. They're there, and they look interesting. Oh, do you, Jock? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm in the trades industry and plumbing and heating, but I'm not a plumber or a HVAC technician. I just try to help run the business, so it's fun. Okay, yeah, avoid rigid thinking about God. Sometimes we don't understand, even when like what they're referencing, those, like both Eliphaz and Bildad, both of them are referencing you're one of the smart ones. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm fairly mediocre in my intelligence. But both Bildad and Eliphaz had very biblical understanding of who God is, right? And so they're not incorrect, right? They have a biblical understanding, but they're so rigid on it that there's no ability to see that God may be doing something different, right? And then Job, like, I think the biggest thing for life application is, man, the need for Jesus has been around since Adam and Eve left the garden, right? God promises that, and true people of God understand their need for a Redeemer and a Savior. And I appreciate that, Brian. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. With that, though, I got to close off. I got to go get my family ready for church, and we're going to go. But I hope you guys have a good day. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll probably read 2 chapters tomorrow is my assumption. Boba, after we beat the Elden Beast, we're going to go into the DLC. And then I have no idea what we're going to do after that. I've thought about shifting... unstable internet connection. I got to figure that out, too, at some point. I thought about shifting games at some point after the DLC, but we'll see. I'm not sure what we're going to do. But we'll be here tomorrow. We'll probably read 2 chapters, and then we will go into... we'll probably go fight whatever Melania Radagon combo is. We'll go from there. In the meantime, though, I appreciate you guys all being here. I've really enjoyed this. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's like 5:30 a.m. my time. So we'll see you guys then, and hope you guys are blessed. Have a good day. Maybe go to church Sunday. All right. See y'all later. Peace out. Bye.